back to Foot in Mouth. Matchweek 1 is done. Some interesting results in some of those games, but we called a lot of them.
I guess we did, yeah. Some of them are hard to call, like Newcastle, Aston Villa ended up 5-1. I don't think anyone could have called that.
That was a walkover, bro. And the guy who called the most right, Spons, is not here today.
God damn it.
We say you got the day off. That's the prize.
So if I get the most predictions, I get the day off next time.
You want the day off, nigga? Do we need to have a talk?
Yes.
Listen, yeah, match week 1 is done. But it wasn't just Premier League action that happened. Cristiano Ronaldo, as you guys can see from the thumbnail of this video, getting another trophy to add to his cabinet, bruh.
Yeah, obviously it is Saudi. Nobody cares that much, but it is nice to see him still winning things. And also he scored 2 headers, and he also became the player with the most header goals ever. I think he's got like 145 or 6 headers, something like that. But he's got the most header goals ever, which is sick. It's Al Nassr has a really good team now, and obviously you've seen the reports with Laporte going there.
Yeah.
So that's the one thing Al Nassr was missing was probably the defense and obviously a goalkeeper. But with Mane, what's it,
Brozovic from Inter.
Ronaldo, and now Laporte, if he goes there, I think Al Nassr is going to do really well.
It was the Arab Club Champions Cup.
The Arab Club Champions. It's a
Champions
prestige
Cup,
title.
Dude. I mean, Ronaldo looked happy as hell with that trophy.
He did look
trophy
happy.
Didn't look bad either.
No, it looked like a weird World Cup.
It looked like a weird World Cup trophy.
And then also we saw the meme of him asking why he didn't get man of the match. Which I agree with him. He got 2 goals in the game. I don't know why he shouldn't get man of the match.
Look, regardless of who's man of the match, he got a trophy. And
Shout
that's
out,
what matters at the end of the day.
does.
Messi is also on course for some
Yeah,
big things
he's
there with
I
Inter
think
Miami.
I think Inter Miami is now in the final of that whatever
first
tournament.
ever.
Yeah.
For the first time ever.
And
bro.
Messi has scored a goal in every game
single
he's
game.
played.
I saw even apparently the club got invited to participate in the CONMEBOL. I don't know what the South American tournament is, but they've invited Inter Miami to be a part of it.
That's sick. That's kind of cool.
So big things happening
Outside of Europe.
But also look, we have to stay inside of Europe. Like you touched on the Newcastle game, there was some hectic results this weekend, man. But we'll start where it started for us, at least, with the Arsenal game on Saturday, and started out real good.
Second half lost it a bit.
Yeah, the first half was. I mean, Arteta said this season he wants to be unpredictable. And he pulled it off with that lineup. Thomas Partey at right back was not something I think anybody saw coming. And for the most part, it worked. In the first half, you can't really say that Arteta got it wrong.
No, you can't. They were good. Obviously, the Timber injury is it's a bit of a shit one. I mean, he was supposed to be the thing holding down Arsenal.
Yeah.
Now he's out for how long?
I think at least 7 months, bro. The one report I saw. Because the idea is, like, even if he is back before the end of the season, you might as well just leave him out, bro. Just let him have the slowest rehabilitation. By the time he's back, it's going to be like the title's going to have been decided pretty much. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So that's a harsh blow for
Arsenal. That is
Arsenal.
a very, very tough
But
blow.
what was also a harsh blow for Arsenal fans was not being let inside the stadium.
Dude.
What was that all about?
There was an error with the ticket system. The ticket system itself, just went down.
Interesting.
And Arsenal postponed the game. They called for the game to be postponed, which I guess I saw some people thanking the club oh, good decision, but I'm like, isn't that just common sense, bro?
If you can't get everyone in, then you kind of have to. Or else people will riot.
Opening game of the season, bro, you can't get in. So that delay didn't help. Speaking on the Timber injury, I spoke to you before of all the players that have been picking up these ACLs, because it is a lot lately. Quite a handful of them have been participating in the preseason stuff in America with the AstroTurf pitches. So I have seen some links there. Look, I mean, how linked they are is obviously debatable, because it's not just players who went to the States. I think it's mostly related to how many games were played last season. But yeah, dude, these ACLs, on the plus side, at least it sounds like they aren't the same career enders they used to be, which is at least a small glimmer of hope.
That is, yeah. And again, I don't know how much blame you can put on AstroTurf fields, to be honest. Like, there's clubs in America that play on AstroTurf fields their whole career. You know what I mean?
Fair play.
I don't necessarily
I just know that when the tour was on, a lot of players was very miserable about the conditions. Was he saying, listen, this is not...
For sure, it's not what they used to. But, I mean, Messi's still playing on those conditions right now.
True. At his age.
Yeah, it is age. I think it has less to do with the American tour. I just think it does have to do with it's a lot of soccer they're playing, dude. It's gonna get to you at some point.
I mean, yeah, even Tyrone Mings that same weekend with Tyrone Mings also.
That's a tough one for Villa.
Game. But yeah, back to the Arsenal game. Like, can we just those 2 goals, bro?
Yeah, nice goals,
top
dude.
Class,
especially Saka's.
Top class.
More impressive with the first goal was Martinelli's assist.
Spin,
damn, that was insane. That was beautiful.
Lord. I honestly, when he whipped like that, I thought he fell or got tackled, or it was so quick, bro. If you blinked, you'd miss it.
No,
like, genuine.
And I also thought he was going for like a skill move, but it was like a weird pass, and it worked out perfectly for Nketiah.
All I thought to myself was, if Nketiah doesn't finish this,
Nketiah's good though, dude.
No, fair play, but like it would have been such an anticlimax if that didn't result in a goal, man.
I get that.
Like, but yeah, Nketiah definitely, like that was a solid finish.
Dude, I'm happy with Nketiah. Every time I see him play, I'm like, this guy's not bad, dude. He's not bad.
He's never been bad, bro. He's never been bad. Like I say, the only thing is just a matter of, if you watch him like Arsenal fans watch him, you can see everything that's missing, man. So when you see them, he has his moments, bro. I'll always back him. I'm happy for him to stay at the club. But if we have an opportunity to upgrade on that, I'd take it in a heartbeat, bro. If someone came in now and offered like 40 mil for Nketiah, 40 to 50 mil, I'd take it. Genuine.
I guess.
Genuine, I would take it. And that's not like, no disrespect to him as a player. I think that it's a bit of a compliment to think that he is worth that much. Even though today's market is all over the fucking show. But yeah, man, I think that he needed that goal, definitely, just to give Arteta another reminder while Jesus is injured, that he should be leading the front line, bro.
A player that also does need a goal is Havertz, because he was kind of non-existent in that game.
First off, again, I think he was decent, bro. He didn't annoy me. He didn't piss me off, and I guess that's about as much as I should want more. But right now, considering how everyone is pretty much waiting for this guy to fail, play it safe, bro. Do the basics right, and then you start to express yourself a bit more. I'm okay with the pace he's going at. Declan Rice had another solid game as well.
Yeah, he had a solid game.
Solid. He could have scored twice, eh? But shout out to Matt Turner. Got it right this time, in goal.
He had a decent game, eh? I mean, to pull 2-1 against Arsenal is not bad
at all. And he made
all.
some big saves.
Yeah, he did. No,
he denied Declan Rice. Like, there was 1 or 2 shots of Declan Rice's actually that came very close. And if it wasn't for Turner, they would have been in.
Yeah,
and you can't really fault him for, like, conceding the Saka goal of all goals, bro. That
was such a nice goal, dude.
Picture perfect, brother. That goal of the season contender. We had a few this weekend.
Yeah.
But that goal for me was just...
No, it was a good goal, yeah.
And it was almost like a Robin thing. You knew he was going to do it.
Yeah.
You knew full well that he was going to pull that trigger on that left foot.
But he's just so good.
Dude, I will say, people are starting to get scared of that left foot, eh? Like, genuine. When you see how people are marking Saka now, it's last season you started to feel it, but this season I think it's different because from day one, people are on him now. Last season, he could still at least have fun with it before everyone started to double up and triple up and all that.
That makes sense, though.
Yeah.
People watch how he plays.
They are getting scared, bro. And I love
Arsenal star boy last season.
And I love it, bro. Look, he can take a beating because more often than not, he's getting kicked every game. You know what I mean? But he still goes forward with the ball and he still pulls off shots like that, bro. Was... I wish that was kind of like you would have thought that it was just going to be on the up and up from there. But come the second half, bro.
And my man Ilanga. He runs down the line, plays an assist in, and he gets a nice assist for that. I'm sure he's going to do well at Nottingham Forest. He was never a bad player. He was just not.
Well, you know me, I always rooted for him.
In the United team that's there now, he was never going to get his chance. So at Nottingham Forest, good move for him. I think he'll do well there. Nottingham Forest as a whole impressed me in that game. Like, they were not bad. A lot of teams impressed me, to be honest, though. Like Sheffield United against Palace, they impressed me big time. I know City beat Burnley 3-0, but Burnley was decent. Yeah, Burnley was decent.
I know City didn't really get out of first gear, second gear, but Burnley, they look like you play like that against most clubs in the Premier, and you're probably going to be quite all right.
So, like, so far, I didn't watch the Luton game against Brighton, but so far these promoter teams don't look that bad.
I think that there's a shout for at least 2 of them to stay up, maybe. I mean, obviously, it's only one game. We're only one game in, but so far, off the back of things, like, it's a very decent welcome to the Premier League.
No, it is.
I think Burnley, at least one of the Man City games is out the way early. That's like that's the best part about it.
Do you want to touch on Raya now officially at Arsenal?
I do. There was one more thing I wanted to say about the Nottingham Forest game. Kyle Walker-Peters. apparently linked to Arsenal. I don't even think he featured in that game, but like when we speaking about like the type of quality that Forest have now, like they put on a decent show. Like I had pegged them to get relegated this season, and after that game, I do want to rethink it. And the fact that they let Kyle Walker-Peters go, someone that I kind of highlighted as one of their players to watch this season, if they do let him go, then that means that they obviously are confident in their ability. And after that game, I can't really fault them on it. It wasn't bad, but I think if we had played a little bit more, it may have been a 2-2 at the end of it. And maybe you could even argue that they may have deserved it come the end of it. But
it's one of those games where, like, if Arsenal 2 years ago would have drawn that game.
Yeah.
Like, for sure.
My issue still is that Arsenal of today should have killed it in the first half.
They really should have.
At some point, we had 80-odd% possession, bro. I don't know how many shots at goal. We should have killed it. And I'm hoping that we see some more killer instinct going forward. It has been the one thing that's let us down in the past. We score a goal, we score 2 goals maybe, and then we just get too comfortable, and then they peg us one back, and then it's nervy. But yeah, at least we got the 3 points. Arsenal's record of winning on the opening Premier League game isn't very great in recent years, which I was quite surprised to see. But yeah, we started with winning ways. 3 points are all that matters. Good goals. Very, very, very disappointed with that injury. That's so unlucky.
That's tough.
But we moved, bruh.
There's a new goalkeeper. What do you think of Raya?
Oh, yeah, Raya. I'm excited. I'm more excited to see what it can do for Ramsdale. Obviously, I'm going to have Ramsdale bias between the two because I don't have any type of attachment to Raya just yet. So, as things stand in my mind, Raya is the number 2. I think that Ramsdale should be starting. And I'm hoping that this gives him a bit of a kick to work out some of those random mistakes that he's got in him because they come at the worst times, bro.
They do come at the worst time. And in today's soccer, you can't have any mistakes. We saw De Gea
especially at the back, bro.
But I did see that one of Arsenal's goalkeeper coaches was apparently Raya's coach back in the day. So
Inaki or something.
Yeah, so there is a little bit of an Arsenal connection there.
Remember,
there is a little bit of a that guy's clearly going to be vouching for Raya now over Ramsdale.
Because Raya was the target before Ramsdale.
Yeah.
That's some people may not remember, but that was the goalkeeper Arsenal were going for. Ramsdale was the plan B. So now Arteta's got his plan A.
Personally, I do think Raya will be more... I think he'll be better.
There's a lot of talk. A lot of people see Ramsdale basically being worked out the team and like within the next 2 seasons, Raya's going to be our number 1.
I kind of see that happening.
And if it does happen, then I'm sure it happens with good reason. So I won't have much to complain about. But man, I'm hoping that Ramsdale can lock it down. But I love him. He's such a character. He's such a personality.
No, he is. He is.
And he is a good keeper.
Nobody's saying he's not a good keeper.
Yeah. And I just hope that he just remember that, man. Because Raya is solid as hell. And I think the difference maker here is going to be in the distribution.
Yeah.
Whichever one of the two of them nails that distribution, that's, I think, going to be Arteta's preference because the goalkeeper plays a big part in our build-ups. But, yeah, man, I'm excited to see Raya and Ramsdale fight it out. We got 2 top-class goalkeepers.
I know, that's going to be the future. Every team's going to end up having 2 good goalkeepers.
But look, so far, that hasn't lasted. At least at Arsenal, it hasn't. Because we had Emi Martinez and Leno.
No, yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
And then we let go of Martinez, then it was Leno and Ramsdale.
That's what I'm saying. I think that's the future, though. Back in the day, nobody ever had 2 good goalkeepers. But
I'd be interested to see if clubs start to rotate keepers like they rotate outfield players.
I think you kind of have to. Like, every position now is being filled with, like, 5 or 6 different, like, depth spots. And that's the norm. So it makes sense that it would go all the way to goalkeeper.
And also variety.
Yeah.
This keeper plays a different way to that keeper. But yeah, that was Arsenal, bro. Let's move on to United because this was obviously a very anticlimactic return to Premier League football. And Spons called it. He said an annoying 1-0 win for United.
He 100% did call it. And look, I agreed it could happen. That is kind of United's shtick.
But the way it happened. Like when I saw the stats, Wolves dominant. The amount of shots that they had. I think it was the most shots United have faced since I don't know when. I
was talking to Razine and he told me that it's the most shots United have faced at Old Trafford since like 04-05 against Chelsea or some shit like that. So yeah, no, it was not a good game as a United fan.
Do you think United underestimated Wolves going into it, or do you?
For sure, no. Why wouldn't you? They've got a new manager. Half their team is missing. Why wouldn't you underestimate them? Even still, though, you're still in the game. There's time to adjust. The fact that Wolves were able to take over so big, especially in the second half, like it was bad.
At Old Trafford, man.
At Old Trafford, it was really bad. But it's tough though because I didn't expect. I don't think anybody expected Wolves to play so well. I kind of had maybe a shout for Wolves getting relegated, but after that game, they played so well, and I'm sure it's a mixture of them playing well and United playing shit. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna give them. They completely control the mid. Casemiro was alone. He needs help.
He had to hold that entire midfield, bro.
So basically, Mount and Bruno play exactly the same. They both will go up and leave the mid completely open. So Casemiro was the only link from defense to mid. I mean, from defense to attack. Casemiro was the only one holding it down. You saw at times United's also doing that inverted wing back thing now. So Luke Shaw was coming in to help him, but Luke Shaw's really not that good with his back turned towards the field. He kind of has to be. He just runs. You know what I mean? He's not gonna hold up play and like do nice mid passes.
Yeah.
But so I don't think that necessarily worked out too well. Casemiro does need help. Whether it's Amrabat or whether it's telling either Bruno or Mount to stay back and one of them has to switch positions. So they can't be doing the same thing. The way we lined up was like 4-1-4, dude. That was it.
Yeah.
It was
basically you gave up the midfield.
It was just Casemiro alone. And United, I've said this for a while, United is probably, or they were, the best counter-attacking team in the league.
Yeah.
So it does make sense that they would be so attack heavy.
But still, like you can't
expect
put all of that.
You can't expect 30-something-year-old Casemiro to completely.
Regardless of how many Champions Leagues he's won, bro.
Exactly, but look, we were good in transition.
I heard Garnacho had a mare of a game, bro.
Yes, let me get into Garnacho. He's too young to start. I'm gonna say that now. He gets out like the physicality is not there. As much as I like Garnacho, he should not be starting. He's definitely a super sub to come on when the
impact player.
When the opponents are tired, so you can go at them, run at them, take them on. But when the guys are fresh and they can just push him off the ball, he goes down. So as much as I like him, he shouldn't start. Never. Or at least not now.
Maybe cup games, Carabao Cup.
Yeah, maybe cup games, but definitely not Premier League games. Not even once against Wolves, to be honest. And then also speaking of Wolves, Matheus Cunha, did you see that guy?
I didn't watch much of the game.
Dude, Matheus Cunha looked like fucking Mbappe out there, dude.
No?
The runs he was playing, he had an open shot at goal. He hit the post. Him and Matheus Nunes. Those two. And even Neto.
Cunha's given Arsenal grief before in the past.
Dude, no, Cunha, man of the match for sure. He multiple runs where he just was able to run through the whole field, dude, and no one could stop him. Like, legitimately, he looked like Mbappe out there. After that, we should sign him. But, and then Mount, he ended up coming off in the second half, and we were much better when Eriksen took his place. Like, it's sad to say, but like as of right now, Eriksen is still better than Mount.
Yeah.
Obviously, this is just one game and a preseason, but he has not impressed me at all.
Damn.
I'm still firmly believing that he will be 007. Between all of them, I think it's going to be him.
Oh, I think Arsenal's run of games gives Havertz the edge between the two, but I think it's still between the two.
Yeah, I think it's between the two.
But
sure.
Yeah, man. I still think. Look, he has time. Obviously, he has time. He's gonna be given at least the season, and he's gonna play more. I still think there's more pressure on. Ironically, I think there's more pressure on Anthony.
Yes,
than
yeah.
Mount
There's definitely more pressure.
Mount just has the added disadvantage of the number 7.
Yeah, and also the fact that he was like our main signing.
Yeah, he was the poster boy for the transfer window at United.
So, but take nothing away from Wolves. They deserve the win. They played better. I'm not gonna say like this. Honestly, made me rethink Wolves completely. Like I think judging by that game, they could do pretty decently in the season. But again, I think United's kind of easy to read as well.
Yeah, they can be.
Another thing though. We've got this new goalkeeper, Onana, which again, Onana, great game. He probably kept us in it.
Yeah, he did have some big moments.
The second half was all him and the defense, but not much distribution from his side. There were like multiple minutes where this guy was passing to the defenders and they were passing back to him.
Yeah,
and I'm saying like minutes. There was a Tifo video. There was a Tifo video. It might have been a Tifo video, but there was a video where they went through it, and there was like a span of like 3 minutes where it was just him passing to a defender passes back to him. He passed to another defender passes back to him. Because the Wolves players were completely covering everyone up from the defenders. So the ball could only go as far out as the defenders.
And those passes weren't drawing anybody out of position.
No, they weren't.
Anyway. They weren't taking the bait.
No, they weren't taking the bait, which is exactly the downside of having a goalkeeper like this. And another thing, if he also then wants to send the ball long, I said this last season, United has no physicality. No one in that team is going to win a header.
Yeah.
Literally, it's Casemiro and that's it. We saw Varane score a header, but he's a defender. He's not going to be up waiting for Onana ball.
Yeah.
So as much as we
And that Varane goal came from a set piece.
it did come. As much as we needed a new goalkeeper, he's not going to change the way United plays. Like, as good as Onana is, he alone is not going to change how United play.
Yeah,
he
fair.
can't distribute long balls if guys aren't going to be able to collect them, which is the same thing we had last season. De Gea couldn't do the same thing.
Yeah.
So,
Well, we obviously on Onana.
the penalty.
While we are here, we have to address it, bro, because one thing that made me think differently about was VAR, which I already had a very iffy opinion on. But yeah, now, Ethan, penalty, no penalty?
Penalty.
I think it was a penalty.
Yeah,
bro.
it was a penalty.
I think it was a stonewall
He
penalty.
completely bashed into him, and between this and Martinez taking down the guy
Bro,
outside
what
of
is
the box,
happening? What kind of leeway do goalkeepers all of a sudden
it's
have?
been a very interesting week for goalkeepers.
Like, bro, I hope that every team watched and remembers that you can tell your keeper that you can full on just tackle players in your box, and you can tackle players outside your box, and laugh about it.
Yeah.
And the worst case scenario is you get a yellow.
It's a yellow card, yeah.
That is insane.
No, it's interesting. Goalkeepers obviously do get a lot of leeway because they are goalkeepers.
But I mean, there's a line, bro.
There is a line. And
There's a line.
And I think both of those keepers did cross that line.
Yeah. I was so surprised.
It should have been a penalty. I'm not mad that it wasn't. Obviously, why would I be mad?
Of course. Look, we take the 3 points.
We take
bro.
the 3 points.
Absolutely
United
take the 3
got out.
points.
And you know what? United wins the season now. That's that was just a little stint. No, I'm just kidding. That was a hiccup. Hopefully in this Tottenham game, we'll get into that in the next video. But I do have a lot more
insight into
how the game will go. Hopefully.
Yeah.
But yeah, interesting. Onana's good. I can say that much.
It was
Onana
it was still a good debut for him, I'd say. Regardless of that moment was a bad one,
Exactly.
and it didn't help that he pretty much defended it on camera afterwards.
I like that he is physical. He goes in for balls. There were multiple.
A big guy,
he's
bro.
such a big dude. Yeah, there were multiple times where he would like take out his own players to get to the ball, which is nice. De Gea would never have
Take
done
them
that.
on.
De Gea would never have done that, so that is good. But onto something that's not really good. You see, Greenwood's back. All the talk is Greenwood's back,
And I feel like this is a bit of a bit of a week for United in the news, just in terms of first that controversial VAR stuff,
yeah.
and now the Mason Greenwood stuff, which look, as I say it here and now, I think it goes without saying that neither of us support any of the type of behavior that this man's been accused of, things that he's been charged for, whether he was guilty or not. That shit just does not fly. And I think that United are going to have a PR nightmare. A PR nightmare on their hands if this goes through. But I think this is another reflection of how, look, it's a business.
It is a business.
This is a business, bro.
It is a business.
Whether they're taking him back into the team to sell him or integrate him back into the team.
But we can all say if this was a member of the staff, if this was a member of the board, they would be gone.
They would erase your name from
You
the
would
history
be
of
gone.
the club, bro. Like,
and I do believe people deserve second chances, but I think United is too big of a team to get that second chance. United had this guy like on a platform.
Yeah.
He fucked everything else himself. So I don't think he necessarily he does deserve. I'm not saying he shouldn't play soccer ever again.
Yeah.
I'm just saying he shouldn't play for United.
yeah, like, surely, but that's why I say I wouldn't be surprised, and there has been talk of him taking him on and loaning him out somewhere for a while. But
that's not gonna
even
happen.
so, I'm like, if you show your commitment to this guy, that's already gonna look. You're gonna have so many neutral fans. By default, they're gonna be like, "Yo, this is a sick club."
I would have been cool with them just keeping him on the books. They can pay his contracts. So even if they make a
But
statement.
they've been paying him.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I would have been happy if they kept doing that. I don't have an issue. You can make a statement. We paying for this kid's family now.
Yeah.
We can't not give him money
And
now.
you can spin it in a good light.
No,
bro.
you can spin
They've
it in
got
a good
enough
light.
money to do this.
So I would have just done that. I would have kept paying him until his contract's done,
And then say,
slowly let
bye-bye.
him. Yeah, slowly let
Bye
him out.
bye. Hopefully you can grow from this and all that.
But you saw the woman the letter that the women's team wrote.
Which firstly, bro, the fact that they weren't even really thought of, I guess, in this decision was shocking.
Yeah.
Especially in today's age where we're really moving towards a much more like the women's game's growing, bro.
We're watching the Women's World Cup
The
right
women's
now.
game is growing. Yeah, the final England versus Spain, bro, it's gonna be lit. Like it's growing. So I think they had every right to publish that letter, bro.
Yeah, for sure. I have no issue with that.
Genuine, every right. And they are going to have some answers, bro.
And they should answer them. But
dude.
But damn, this kid's gonna get abused by fans, dude.
No, he's gonna.
The chance that the crowds will sing against this kid, like I think it's it would be good. It would be good for
suicide, bro.
It would be good for him and United to just not play. That's all.
Go to Saudi.
No, not even Saudi,
Go to
bro.
Saudi.
Although, yeah, he might be a hero in Saudi.
Saudi.
They might love him, dude. They like.
Not
he's
implying anything, but like.
Wink, wink.
Just go get paid, bro. Go get paid. Like I don't know. Like I said, I'm with you. Also, everybody deserves a second chance. This dude, he ain't earned that. I can't have that view with him just yet. But I feel you. There is also still a lot of recency.
He doesn't deserve not to play soccer. We can't be allowed to tell this kid you're never playing soccer again.
Yeah,
but he doesn't deserve to play for a team as big as United. Probably the biggest team in the world. You can't do that. That is a PR nightmare, dude. I can't believe it's happening.
Look, let's wrap things up on a bit of a lighter note. Some of the other games, Newcastle thrashed Aston Villa 5-1.
Obviously, Tonali getting his debut goal. He could be a fucking stunner this season, eh? Yeah. I did not expect Tonali to... I've never seen him play, but I did not expect him to do so well at Newcastle in his first game.
What a way to introduce
Even
yourself.
Harvey Barnes, though, eh? He came on as a sub, scored a goal. He got an assist.
Diaby got the goal for Villa.
Yeah, there were a lot of good debuts.
Diaby got the goal for Villa, yeah. That was, again, fair play to Villa. They tried to play. But
Newcastle impressed me so much.
I mean, the fact that Martinez ran out and tackled him, man, just shows how desperate you are.
Yeah.
Game 1, bro. Alexander Isaac, I said straight up, the boy's gonna cook this season.
Yeah, I might rethink not having him in my fantasy team.
Yeah, we're gonna get into FPL stuff as well. Yeah, Sheffield United, you mentioned, looked decent against Palace, although they lost.
I watched this Palace game because I do like Palace. They are probably my second favorite team.
Your boy got the assist.
Easy. No, Jordan Ayew got the assist.
Your boy got the assist.
My old man Jordan Ayew. But Palace did not look that good. Sheffield looked good.
Yeah.
And there's also a South African guy who plays for Sheffield United. His name is Lyle Foster. He's a South African guy. Plays in that's kind of cool.
So there's a South African in Sheffield and a Burnley.
Is there one in Burnley?
The Burnley one is the one that I saw that Shrek intro video for.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, then there might be both. But yeah, no, that's cool. Obviously, Olise is confirmed to be staying at Palace. That's huge. Dude, I think Palace would have been lost without him. Completely lost without him.
And you can't blame them.
No, you can't.
Solid player.
But they do still need a couple buys for that team. That team isn't looking as good this season without Wilfred Zaha as they did last season.
But yeah, I mean, they at least got the win.
Yeah, good win.
They got the win away from home. It's good for them. Fulham beat Everton 1-0 away from home.
That's tough, dude. Bernd Leno's such a good goalkeeper, though.
So
like,
good,
honestly, it's insane now. Like, I think he got 12 points on fantasy.
He's so good,
it's insane how good Bernd Leno is.
One of the best shot stoppers in the game. But Brighton obviously destroyed Luton 4-1. Evan Ferguson, bro.
Yeah,
came off from the bench and still got a goal. That's my man this season, dog.
Yeah.
Bournemouth West Ham 1-1.
Interesting. West Ham actually should have won that game, eh?
Look,
by all accounts, it seemed like West Ham
of should have won. Brentford should have beat Spurs, bro. 2-2.
Brentford should have beat Spurs but especially that Emerson Royale goal came out of nothing.
Word.
And I said this, Vicario, sus.
First game.
Vicario is sus.
I still think he's gonna impress this
Every
season.
Tottenham game, they are going to concede so much because they are so attacking and their goalkeeper is so sus.
Yeah, fair play. But I told you also, the Spurs thing, bro, it just happens for them. That's why I don't count them out. Whenever you count them out, something goes their way, bro.
Well, they don't have Kane going their way this season, so I don't see much happening.
He's losing trophies in Germany now. So yeah, then it was obviously the Caicedo derby, Chelsea versus Liverpool.
Winner gets custody of Caicedo and Lavia.
Winner gets yes, bro.
We should do like a WWE match, like a ladder match,
like the Eddie Guerrero thing that
like
they did.
The custody of Dominic. Yeah.
Oh, they should have done it.
I want to see Klopp and Pochettino climb a ladder.
I mean, I was seeing all the talk that Chelsea wanted to parade him at the stadium, like they wanted him at the stadium for that game, just so that they could rub it in Liverpool's faces, basically. That's some petty
that is,
shit,
I do respect it though.
Yeah, look, 1-1. So very, very small scoreline, but 2 disallowed goals.
2 disallowed goals and
a debut goal.
And this is the most goals we've seen in a Chelsea-Liverpool game in like the past 4 or 5 games. So that's something, I guess.
How boring though.
Yeah, this I would say wasn't boring though.
No, there's always entertainment on the pitch. I'd say,
Yeah.
The scoreline definitely doesn't reflect it, but definitely there's some good football that was played. Like the Sassi debut goal there.
Yeah, Sterling was asleep. I do think a game like this in Kunku, if they had him, he could have been the difference maker. Yeah, Nkunku. He would have been the difference maker. I think it's so sad that he's out.
Yeah, Enzo had a good game.
Good game.
I hate to say it. Oh, I hate to say it, but he definitely had a good game.
No, Enzo.
What
Yeah,
did you think about McAllister?
Actually, I didn't see much of him, eh?
Very quiet, bro.
It is tough though because that is a completely new Liverpool
And Stamford
midfield.
Bridge.
Yeah, because it's him and Sabazalai, so there's really no relation there at all. So it's a bit tough.
It's a ground up partnership.
But I think still he probably had a decent game. Couldn't have been terrible. I didn't hear anything about that. But I didn't necessarily think he stood out too much.
It was a very quiet game.
He's still young though.
But I think look, a point's probably fair.
Yeah,
I
that is
think
fair.
both teams will take the point.
They both impressed me. I think they both played better than a lot of people expected.
Yeah, bro. I think one of the first things that you said after watching the United game was that based on that, you think Chelsea beat United after how they played against Liverpool.
I do think Chelsea beat United based on that. Based on these two games, Wolves and Liverpool, I do think Chelsea beats them. That isn't saying much though, because the United against Wolves was garbage. So that's really not saying much.
The last thing we got to go over, of course, is our the fantasy league. We got a league leader in the house, in the building.
Right here, baby. I told you.
Al Nassr
I've
FC.
got the most ball knowledge. Al Nassr FC top of the log in the foot and mouth league.
Man, I made some questionable decisions and I ended up being 3 points shy of the average. I'm really disappointed.
You think you made questionable decisions? I had Rodri on my bench.
No, not only that, Spawns, bro. After the first night, everyone is so worried because Spawns had 0 on the board, bro.
Spawns, you didn't take Haaland though. That's number one rule. You got to take Haaland.
I do respect that though. I respect that.
And not just did I take Haaland, I triple captained him.
Yeah, you did.
Which is a bold move. Obviously, it's hella bold to do that in the first.
But it paid off
in the first game. It did pay off. But
you got 2 goals. I've told you about my history of triple captains, but I get very poor results.
No, look, it was insane because in a game like that, that's probably when they would do the worst because they're playing against Burnley. They're probably like testing new positions, new players are in it. It wasn't a smart move to triple captain him, but it did work out.
You got to risk it to get the biscuit, bro.
Speaking of risk it, I'm tempted to not captain him this week.
Who are they playing this week?
It's Newcastle. And I think Newcastle have a big defense and they're going to hold him.
I think the only games that Haaland doesn't score in are finals from the looks of it. I don't know if you saw that stat. He hasn't scored in any of the finals that he's played since he joined City.
No, true. That's
Other than that, bro, like
he
didn't score against Arsenal last season, and that was a big enough thing for it to be a thing.
I think if you can get big enough defenders to hold him
on paper,
yeah, and I think Newcastle have big defenders. Botman, they got some big guys at the back, so I think they
naturally. I'm hoping that Newcastle can get one up on them. But I don't know. I think he's still worth captaining.
I honestly, I'm looking at Saka. I'm looking at Rashford for captain this week.
Well, yeah, that's a fair shout.
Rashford against Tottenham. Tottenham are a very attacking team. I think he'll get something.
Spurs home though.
Still, Vicario is sus as hell.
Take advantage all you can.
And Saka at Palace, even though Logan tells me that
they are our bogey team, and especially Palace away. Palace away is a bogey match for Arsenal.
Let me emphasize how unimpressive Palace looked in that last game. I think Saka may be a call for captain this week.
No?
I'm thinking about it, I think you should think about that too.
Take it from the league leader.
Yeah, take it from the league leader.
91 points.
I might just play it safe to stay the league leader. Yeah. But I'm thinking. We got to think about these things, guys, and I'm thinking about them.
We've definitely got some things to talk about when it comes to this league because a lot of people were actually under average. Eh?
Is it?
Yeah, I was just the best of the rest, quite literally, bro. Like from 6 down. Below average. From 5 up, everybody got above average. But I think it's a solid start to the season.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hell bent on staying consistent with it and not stopping with this damn team this time. But I low key feel like I gotta catch you, bro. This is your first season. I have to at least give you a run for your money.
That's the thing. I don't know how safe I should play it
because you don't know yet, bro.
Because if I don't captain Haaland, I could and it works well.
Everybody else is gonna, and then you're not gonna get
exactly. I'm set, but maybe I should just Look, I'm thinking about it. I'm not going to give away my complete strategy.
Yeah, of course, of course.
Look at the games, though, people. Look at the teams. Look at who's home and away. Okay, there's some tough games. Some of them might seem easy, but there are some tough games.
We're gonna start a separate fantasy league show on the channel, bro.
Yeah,
Just Ethan's tips. Ethan's tips, yo. Who should we bank on? Listen, thanks guys for watching the show. The next video we're gonna be doing our previews for the upcoming games for Matchweek 2 in the Premier League. And yeah, just a quick reminder, even though Spons isn't here, this is the podcast that never sleeps. Yep. And apologies if I sound a little nasally. I have been under the weather this week. But we move, The show must go on, as they say. And yeah, on that note, we'll catch you in the next one.